The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Access Fort Wayne is a department of the Allen County Public Library. If you or anyone you know might be interested in making a television show, please call 260-421-1250.
Welcome to the Wellness Show, and I have Elon with me. Say hello to the folks, Elon. Hello, everybody. And it's very important that Elon is with me today because I had some blood tests run on him. Remember, I said before in my previous show, most important thing to do is get the proper blood test. Now, I'll tell you in a minute what they are. This is about diabetes, reversing diabetes, extremely important. It's very common. And you know what I discovered is that Elon has diabetes. I can't believe it, Dr. Kachmann. Yes, he does. But he's thin. We all think the overweight are the only ones who have diabetes. Wrong. Elon is a toffee, thin on the outside, but fat on the inside. The fat's in the pancreas and the liver. I have diabetes, Dr. Kachmann. Yes, you do. But I'm going to help you get rid of it. I'm so happy. Thank you, Dr. Kachmann. I will do that. It's not hard. The interesting thing is that blood testing really is the critical thing. 30 to 40% of people who have type 2 diabetes, which has 200 diseases associated with it, which are avoidable, 90% reversible. That's what this show is all about. That 30, 40% of the people are thin. Everybody thinks you got to be overweight diabetes. Wrong. You can be overweight and not have diabetes. Blood tests are the bottom line. Now we'll discuss in a minute what the blood tests are. For one thing, I would start testing at a very young age. Why is that? Why is that, Dr. Kachmann? Because they have discovered now that many children, age 3, 4, 5, already have diabetes, and the pediatricians are running the wrong tests. They need to get serum insulins. What's a serum insulin, Dr. Kachmann? Well, let me review the blood test a little bit, okay? Insulin puts the sugar into the cells, okay? And 10 to 15 years before your blood sugar is elevated, which is what we use to check for diabetes, HbA1c, that's 3 months worth of sugar, but the serum insulin is elevated 10 to 15 years before the sugar ever goes up. Wow! You could prevent diabetes in the children. Yes, I could, but they don't test for it. But if you're watching the show, get fasting blood sugar and a fasting insulin on your kid. Because you notice in the news lately, they also begin to talk about the GLP-1 inhibitors to lose weight. They approved them for children, and the company that makes some of the drug is doing studies to see if they would work at age 6. You got to be kidding, Dr. Kachmann. Yes, but if you don't have the diabetes to begin with, odds or you won't gain the weight. But remember, even if you're a thin kid, get the serum insulin. Serum insulin, HbA1c, to the triglyceride HDL ratio would be a good test and keep track of them. Put them in your computer. Yeah, in Europe, all your health information goes into the computer, so you can look back 30 years and you know what the change. In the United States, we don't do that, so you must keep track yourself. Keep the health information on a piece of paper, on a computer. In France, they even have what's called a carte vitale. What's a carte vitale? They record the information the day you're born forever on this card. So you can go into any doctor's office, plug the card in, and have the health information since the day you're born. Since the day I was born, yes! Ah, how smart that is, but we don't do that. So we have a sick nation, really. So remember what I said now. This is about diabetes. You can be thin and be a trophy like Elon. I'm a trophy. Yes, you are a trophy. And thin on the outside. He's thin on the outside. He's perfect figure. Look at that. But he can still have diabetes. His blood tests reveal that. And you can be overweight, but not everybody overweight is diabetic. Blood tests, I would count. Maybe 70% are, but not everybody. And when you look around and you wonder, everybody overweight is diabetic, not true. Not true. The blood tests are the bottom line, but what do you do about it? Why am I so concerned about it? Well, I printed off this morning the breakfast menu in the Fort Wayne school system, and it's right here. You can just go online. You can just go online and get it. And wow, Dr. Kachmann, they're giving us cinnamon buns for breakfast. Yeah. You know what they gave for breakfast? Cold cereal, strawberry, Pop-Tart, chilled fruit, 100% juice. Juice is sugar. Eat the fruit. Don't drink the juice. And milk. Milk is full of toxins and pesticides. When a baby cow is born, they inject it with growth hormone. Then they put and then the baby grows real quickly. They put it in a cage. They spray herbicides, pesticides on it. And it grows more and then produces milk, and then you give it to your kid. The school system is doing that. I mean, what would you call it? What kind of activity would you call that? And the schools are serving this to your children. So I've been trying to talk to the school board, and I may get there. If not, I keep on doing, what I'm doing. So suppose it's determined a healthier way of eating would be to restrict the sugar and eat good fats. The amount of diabetes and all these diseases is so upsetting to me that I declared war on diabetes. But what are the illnesses that we see? Dementia, Alzheimer's disease, memory loss, cataracts, blindness, thyroid cancer, heart disease, lung disease, amputations, dislocations, skin diseases, joint disease, all could be avoided. You mean I could get these, Dr. Kachmann? Yes, you could. Yes, you could. You could get them at a young age. At a young age, yes. But it's preventable. Good news. Oh, I'm so happy I'm with you, Dr. Kachmann. Okay. And we need to get the blood test even on children or on skinny people. And in England, a Dr. David Unwin and a Dr. Roy Taylor have really figured out how to prevent, avoid, reverse diabetes. Look at their YouTube shows. David Unwin, UNWN, a lot of YouTube shows. His wife, who was a psychologist, now works with David. They both had diabetes. They both were overweight. And a patient walked in, and the doctor didn't recognize her. She'd been his patient 8 years under the Socialistic National Health Service. And she said, David, Dr. Taylor, Dr. Unwin, you've been teaching it wrong to me. But he didn't just close his mind and not listen to her. He listened to her, gathered the information, and his wife and him both lost weight, got rid of their diabetes, and now they're teaching the system all over the world. All over the world? Yes. I have a book in front of me that you can get online, or the library where I'm at now. You mean I can check it out in the library? Yeah, I want you to read. I want you to read it. I know you know how to read. Oh yes, I'm going to read the whole book to get rid of my diabetes. I'm a toffee with diabetes. Yes, you are. And it's called Fork on the Road. Let me hold it up here. Fork on the Road. And it's a fantastic book. Fantastic book. Written by David Unwin has written in it, and the people who have a lot of experience with sugar addiction. Let's face it, we're addicted to sugar. And the Fork in the Road, a helpful guide to food freedom. It was endorsed by the most famous pediatric endocrinologist in the world, Dr. Robert Lustig. And he wrote on top of the book, the keys to cutting sugar and increasing love are within these pages. And it's very well described. They have about 30 recipes in there of unbelievable good food. If you were to eat this way, your diabetes probably will be gone within a month. Within a month? Yes! Great news, Dr. K. I'm going to be healthy. I want to live to be 100 and play pickleball with you. You're right, Elon, you're right. And so, because they deal in there about sugar addiction. Nature arranged it so that we would eat, yes. If you go back through evolution, but we didn't have food available all the time. We had seasons of food. Now, with these processed food companies, fast food companies, we can eat all day long. And that's what I've been doing, Dr. Kachmann. Yes, you have, Elon, but we talked about that. That's going to stop. Like what I do, which makes it easier and faster. I eat 2 meals a day. How does that work? Well, our body secretes, as we wake up, growth hormone, some steroids, the appetite hormone in the stomach, ghrelin, goes down. The stomach secretes CCK, and another enzyme, and they keep your blood sugar very even. So when I go take a walk or play football or pickleball in the morning, my blood sugar is like this, and I don't eat any. Coffee, tea is fine. That would be called fasting. And you see the book is 16-8. So I'm fasting 16 hours, and I'm eating for 8. Eat almost anything you want to, but if you eat a protein-type food, say for lunch, some eggs, some good fats, guacamole, for example, some bacon, the protein in foods, in eggs, for example, good fats, will turn your appetite down, and you won't be eat all you want, but you won't be eating much because your appetite is turned off by the type of food. By the type of food, yes! It'll be easy to get rid of your diabetes. 3 weeks, I bet it's gone. Oh, that's wonderful, Dr. Kachmann. Could I give you a kiss? All right, give me a kiss. And but this is excellent book. I encourage you to buy it at Amazon or just go to the library, get it for you. And an excellent description. Another good book, but continuing along the English line, Dr. Unwin's partner, one who he's worked with, and they ran experiments with in England. They kept all the data on the computer there going back 35 years, so it's not that hard for them to do. And he listened to his patient. And so Dr. Roy Taylor wrote a book, Professor Roy Taylor, Your Simple Guide to Reversing Type 2 Diabetes. Simple. Simple. Also a great book. At the end of his book, he tells you how to do it. I think I have a easier way, but explaining how to get this started is excellent. His system works too. He has you drinking low sugar drinks with some low carb things you can eat, but it's a lot easier than that because it's been determined that you can get rid of diabetes in a week if you eat the right food. How'd they prove that? Well, gastric bypass surgery, they did, and they found that diabetes is gone in a week. So if you do the fasting and eat the right food, probably a week or two, your blood sugar will be normal. That's how you can prevent diabetes, but you can reverse what you got 90% of the time. Excellent books to read, too, is Dr. Jason Fung, The Diabetes Code. Yeah, excellent book. Excellent book. And very explanatory. But like I said, if you don't like to read that much, read the things I showed you, and look at the YouTube shows. And remember I said, not everybody's overweight is diabetes. Not everybody that's a trophy doesn't have diabetes. Okay? You understand that now. Another book was written by Susan Ryan, an excellent book. I hold it up to you. Simply Keto. And I'll tell you what ketones are. If you cut back on the sugar, okay, then the insulin level goes down and your fat cells open up. But I have no fat to lose. Yes, you do have some fat to lose. Elon, the fat in the liver and pancreas, which I'm certain you have to cause the diabetes. Mm-hmm. Remember, you're a trophy, you're thin on the outside, but fat on the inside, trophy. And we need to get the fat out of your liver and your pancreas. The pancreas will wake up and you'll be normal again. Oh, that'll be a great day. And thank you, Dr. Kachmann. Yeah, so, but he has it much more detail. He was a kidney doctor, but when he saw all the patients he had, they're all diabetic. So he switched and now became a diabetic doctor, but he also found that sugar causes cancer and other things, and he's written a number of books. He's on TV a lot. You go YouTube, Jason Fung. But this Simply Keto book I like here. She describes eating 3 meals a day, which is fine if you eat the right food. 66 pages, she describes what keto is all about. Remember that when the insulin goes down and the sugar goes down, the fat cells open up and go to the liver and you form ketones. High energy little molecules. They're smaller than sugar molecules. The brain loves them, your body loves them, your muscles love them, the kidney and the heart loves them. So to go into ketone, even David Unwin and his wife, when they talk about on the YouTube, talk about their way of eating, they will at the end talk about the ketones, and there's pictures of them in this book, Fork on the Road. Pictures, they look beautiful. And pictures of Susan Ryan, when both of her husband was severely overweight, lost over 100 pounds. There's pictures of them in there. But she has pictures in there of all her recipes. And she's 3 meals a day, which is fine. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But to me, easier is to just cut out one meal. It won't be difficult. And eat 2 or 3 others. I had a group of 20 people belonged to a church. She invited me to speak there. And I found out you can go online. Her book costs around $39, but I found the used copies at $5, and I sent for a bunch and gave them to those 20 church members to read, and they now all have lost 15, 20 pounds, and all their diabetes is gone as long as they eat right. And that's what she teaches. On every page of her recipes, she writes down the amount of protein, carbohydrate, fat on each recipe. Every one. It's simple. This is a great book for the majority of the people, including the Tofis. Great book to read. So I gave you a lot of information here. And incidentally, Dr. Unwin, since sugar is the main problem, and you can get this infographic online for free. I'll hold it up right here. And what he does here, which is great too, if you're going to eat a certain food, you'd like to know, how much sugar's in it. And to use this would be good. Like a apple that hasn't been sprayed, only 2 teaspoonful of sugar, but your basmati rice has 10. Yeah, rice is a sugary food. Yeah, Google it; it'll say no sugar. It's complex carbs. Then they had carbs, and rice has 90% sugar. Yes, that's sugar. I've been eating a lot of rice. Yeah. We need to get the fat out of your liver and pancreas and to eat rice and sugar, and that's a good idea. And for example, let's look at another one, a strawberry, only 1 teaspoonful of sugar. Well, I'm eating a lot of strawberries. Yeah, you're learning, Alea, you're learning. And so you can get this infographic off the internet for free. And Roy Taylor also wrote an interesting book. Remember, you can get them at the library, you don't have to buy them. But Life Without Diabetes. Yeah, Life Without Diabetes. This is the guy from England. Remember, Unwin and him from England, and he explains very carefully how to do it. But remember what I said, in the end, switching their way to finally get rid of it, might be easier. Used to go the 16-8, or just eat the good fats, omega-3 fats, 20% protein. So you got to be careful at vegetables and fruit. Say eat a vegetarian diet. Well, that works to a point. Remember, B12 is made only by meat, so you got to eat some meat products, some minerals, and they have lectins in them and gluten in them, and they have and the only and oxalates, which form kidney stones. So vegetables are not quite the path that you think. So it's a combination. I'm not against vegetables, but it's a combination, which I want you to learn. And so another interesting thing really is called autophagia. Autophagia. What the devil is that? And when a person doesn't eat for a few hours, okay, say in the morning, any time of day, but remember I said I do 16-8, is that your body since you're giving it a rest, you're not putting any food down, you then will put your cells into autophagy, where they will look at the cells inside the cells themselves, and the cells themselves, the damaged cells, they will tear them down and reformulate them into normal cells, or you're urinating them out in the kidney. You are repairing your body, and autophagia is a great way to live longer and be healthy. And it's part of the reason that I 16-8. And the 16-8, where I'm not eating, autophagia is occurring, and I'm rebuilding my body with better cells, getting rid of bad cells. So it's been scientifically proven. So to read about it, or just do the Rudy's War on Diabetes, the 16-8, you can get healthy real quick. That's what I'm going to do, Dr. Kachmann. I don't want to be a trophy. And to get rid of the fat in the liver, which may not be actually very much. And the thing we have learned, you may have had diabetes for 20, 30 years. Yeah. If you start eating right, the pancreas is not dead. Yes. You get the fat out of the pancreas and the liver, the pancreas will wake up and start working again. Wow, my pancreas may work again normally. Yes. Elon, you probably will live to be 100 and play pickleball with me. Oh, I'm looking forward to that, Dr. Kachmann. I'm looking forward to that. Be sure to give me lessons. And so let's summarize the situation a little bit. Type 2 diabetes, okay? The kind where the insulin level is too high. Type 1 is where you don't have insulin and you got to take some, but you still got to eat right. If you eat right under type 1 diabetes, you only need 10 or 20 units, and you probably live to be 100. But if you eat badly and then just inject yourself constantly with insulin, you may live a little longer, but I doubt you'll reach 100. Very interesting, Dr. Kachmann, very interesting, yeah. So the type 1 diabetics need to pay attention to what they are consuming. But a lot of this information now, remember what I said, if you have type 2 diabetes and to eat the way simply keto, the way Susan Ryan describes it. She's on YouTube show. She called it Keto Karma, K-R-M-A. And look at that, because she speaks a lot about the psychology of eating there too, because sugar stimulates our dopamine, a quick fix center of our brain, and we want more, we want more, we want more. We have to be careful about that. So in summary, look at my other shows, and the next time I'll be in 2 weeks, and I'll bring Elon with me, and he'll be without diabetes. Oh, I'll be so happy. Yes. And look at Unwin and Roy Taylor. And if you feel like I'm addicted to sugar, this Fork in the Road, A Hopeful Guide to Food Addiction, by Jen Unwin, by Dr. Unwin's wife, who is a psychologist, and in the psychiatric part also is discussed by Keto Karma by Susan Ryan. So learn about that, because we all use sugar to feel good. I do too, and so do I, Dr. K. But I'm going to play pickleball and take a walk and sing a song and maybe take up tap dancing like you. I'm going to tap dance with you, Elon. We'll see how good you are. But anyway, thanks for listening to our show. There'll be more of these. and read some of these books, and you'll not have diabetes. You won't have those 200 diseases diabetes causes, and you'll be playing pickleball and tap dancing with me when you're 100 line. Oh, I look forward to it. See you next time.